Taryn had a question asking on one of my other videos where I said, stop believing the lies about fat loss. And Taryn says he's facing 28% body fat. Some of it's caused by genetics, he believes, and some of it's caused by, he believes, the times that he's eating. He stumbled across my video on stop believing the lies on fat loss, and he was really curious about, the skipping breakfast idea. He says, aren't we fasting when we sleep, and isn't breakfast all about breaking the fast? And he says he wanted to understand, why, or if missing breakfast is now a good idea. What's this all about? So I want to say thank you so much for Taryn for coming in with a brave question like that. So could be something a lot of people are facing at 28% body fat, and this is something that will help you a lot. First of all, let me tell you a little story. Just a year ago, I was trying my hardest to get lean. Okay, I was not able to get lean, and I was working it to the bone. Okay, I wasn't being lazy. I was trying every angle. Now, I was at 16% body fat. Now, I understand that's not 28%, but I want you to understand that I'm coming from a place where I struggled with this for a very long time, and trying to get lean, it was miserable. Okay, I would not eat enough. I would do cardio like crazy. Okay, I would try to go low on calories, and then I would lose my mind on the weekend, on Sunday, and I would just lose it, and I'd be like, I would go to town on pizza, ice cream, the whole thing, yogurt, whatever. I would just go nuts on it. And then I would get back into it. I'd feel bad. I'd say, just one day went crazy, 6,000 calories. The rest I'll go for 1,500 calories. Anyway, so I understand where you're coming from. It was a really hard time for me in doing it. But let's talk about answering your question, okay, as to why skipping breakfast changed my life. This is the foundation of me getting lean, was skipping breakfast. All right, and so now I'm probably operating. Actually, I just measured my body fat. It's probably, I like to say it's about 8 to 9%, but the measurements, the skin test, it said I was at 6%. I don't know if that's true or not. Actually, I'm going to say 8.5%. All right, but so listen. And I'm maintaining this right now year round. I'm not even trying it at all. Really not even doing any cardio. So let's talk about why skipping breakfast changed my life and how it will also change yours. So there's something, and I want to thank Carol in the Kino Body Forum for bringing this up to my attention and kind of refreshing my memory about it. Carol, good job. Amazing information she put out in the forum today about intermittent stress on the cells. Okay, what's happening is there's a stress put on the cellular system through exercise and also through fasting. Okay, some people say you can take it in supplements and pills and all that. I don't believe that is nearly as effective. I think that's going to be very tiny bit. I've taken pills, I've taken resveratrol, I've taken extreme concentrated versions of resveratrol, and I believe the best dosage in the world in a product called Rhythmatics by Univera, made by Econet. I took it for 2 years, all right, so I have experience with resveratrol and taking it a very isolated form, which I believe was the best form available in the market. Now, nowhere near as effective as this intermittent fasting process by skipping breakfast. Not even close. I don't even take those pills anymore. I don't need them. So what's happening is the body, the cells are becoming stressed. And this stress process of the fasting period, of extending the fast, not just through nighttime, Taryn, like saying an 8-hour fast, but extending it to a minimum of 12 hours, and then going to a 15-hour period, and then even going to an extreme level, and don't start here, but an extreme level of, let's say, 20 to 21 hours. That's where I usually get to. Not always, I go 18 to 22 hours. But definitely making it a goal of getting to 18 hours is putting stress on the cells to then create this ANP kinase. And I'm no scientist, okay? I probably got a C in science and biology. So, but I know I experienced this stuff. All right, so I couldn't explain to you like maybe Carol could in the forum about the science behind it, but I understand a little bit of it. But I actually do it, okay, and I have the results of staying chiseled and shredded, right? So it works, but it's doing something to the cellular level to where it's creating stress on the cells, to where then the cells, the body basically it has to burn fat for energy. Also, it has to do with the glycogen storage inside the livers being depleted. Okay, so the body then begins to burn fat, body fat, for energy as opposed to food. So really that is kind of the essence of what intermittent fasting does. Now, here's the other big point, Taryn, that's really life-changing. What causes fat loss is, yes, this intermittent fasting process has these great, parts on the body which are very effective. This is important, but I just want to make it clear that the number one thing that causes the fat loss, going from 28%, let's say your goal is to getting to 20%, down to 16%, and then eventually getting really shredded. You can do it. If you understand this principle, it's the calorie deficit. All right, so please understand that is really the reason we skip the breakfast. Okay, that is the fundamental reason, is to then have less food. You follow me? Because the body, at a 200-pound male, if you're getting 1 hour of exercise a day, only needs 3,000 calories per day. That's just to maintain that level of weight, 200. So that's maintenance. Now, if you want to drop below that and burn body fat, you got to get down to like 12 calories per pound of body weight, as low as 10. So a 200-pound male could go as low as 2,000 calories. Well, that sure is hard, because I can eat 2,000 calories in one meal like that. Easy, no problem. And I'm good. I'm full, but that's just one meal. So when you're trying to get down to 2,000 calories in a day, by skipping breakfast, pushing out the fast as far as you can with sparkling water, with apple cider vinegar, with black coffee, right? These things are all going to help suppress the appetite and make you feel full to where you can push it out further. Now, when you have that meal, it's a big giant meal, maybe a 2,000 calorie meal, or maybe a 1,000 calorie meal, and then another 1,000 calorie meal later, and then some fruit after that to refill the liver. So now it becomes effortless to do that. So that's really kind of the reason, Taryn, as to why we skip the breakfast, is because it's easy to be in that, to create that calorie deficit by doing that. Very easy. And then bringing in the science behind it, thanks to Carol in the forum there, as to what is actually happening, is there's stress on the cells through the fasting process. I mean, and just use common sense. Think about whatever religion you may be. I always talk about fasting in a religion, right? I always talk about fasting. Why? Well, I mean, I don't know if they said why in the religion you believe, but it's always been a beneficial process. So now, it's always been talked about as being good. Now, I'm not talking about fasting for days on end, just a few hours, just literally 12 to 15 to then 18 hours a day, and concentrating the meal is just life-changing. Now, I want to bring up one other important point. Okay, the number one disease of the mind is something called mysticism. All right, mysticism is where a person goes outward looking for the solution or the reason for their problems, as opposed to inwards. All right, so that's the number one disease of the mind. So an average person, let's say myself, the way I used to be, is I used to say, gosh, the government is screwing me right now. Man, if I would have been born at a different time period, I would do a lot better. Gosh, I can't get lean and shredded because, I don't know, I just don't know how to get the information. All these reasons that I don't have control of it was mysticism. No, I made a decision. I said, I am going to figure this out. I'm going to do it, and that's it, period. I don't care what it takes. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. And I didn't know how, but I said, I'm going to do it. Me, I'm taking responsibility. So we've got to eliminate the disease of the mind of mysticism. Big, huge hurdle by taking responsibility of our actions, saying, no, this is my fault. I'm the only one that caused me to be 28% body fat. No one else. So that's really it's hard to take that responsibility at times where you say, oh, it could be genes, and it may be. But if you want to fix the problem, you have to start by saying, I take responsibility for this. Me. Why? Because then you can change it. If you say, hey, my parents were this way, and so because they're this way, I can't control it. You're right. You can't control it, and so you're just going to it's just going to be the way it is. You're never going to change. But if you say, you know what? Forget that. I'm in control. I command control this. I can do this because I'm in charge of my own life. I create my own success, and I create the lean and shredded and healthy body that I want. It's going to happen. Have to command that and take control, and have a little pep talk with yourself every day about that as well. You know, that's really massive help. Thank you, Tara, for the question. Out cruising to the city right now. It's an amazing day. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Okay, support it by subscribing. I want to put massive value out there to the community, and just relentless value. If you have questions, okay, I really appreciate the questions, and I'll definitely do my best to answer them in the future on another video. All right, this is Gavin Mail. Done.